so many woven scrolls here? Paimon remembers seeing some of them before in other tribes. They seem to record historical events. This one really stands out from the rest. For starters, it's the biggest of them all. Wonder what story it tells. Yeah, you're right. Over there, something just flashed. Traveler, did you catch that? Oh, right. Paimon's with you. Whoa, we really did get teleported. It seems like this, but let's take a look around and see what we can find. There are so many woven scrolls here. Paimon remembers seeing some of them before. This one really stands out from the rest. For starters, it's a... Yeah, you're... Over there, something just flashed. Traveler, did you catch that? Oh, right, We finally made it out!
It is just as I thought. You are indeed capable of undertaking this mission. Yes. You saw many distinctive-looking scrolls there, didn't you?
Sure did.
This specific kind of scroll was left to us by our ancestors. Upon investigation, I discovered what sets it apart is the use of a color not featured in ordinary scrolls. It is a most mysterious color that most people cannot even detect. I myself had to employ special techniques to confirm its existence. Yet there are those who are born with a natural ability to perceive it. And that is why I wanted to test you.
You mean...
That space you just entered was an exhibition room for storing this variety of woven scrolls. Centuries ago, a great shaman by the name of Huitzilin put in place a security measure so that anyone who entered the room without permission will become trapped inside. It exists to this day. And although I have not managed to decipher how it works, I have at least found out how to turn it on and off. Once someone is trapped inside, it is all but impossible for them to escape without outside help, unless they share the great shaman's ability to perceive that strange color. Clearly, you must have this ability, which leads me to believe that our Iktomisor Elder can sense this ability in people, and that it appoints a scroll weaver on this basis.
Another secret power? Traveler, you are full of mysteries. Still, having this ability doesn't change the fact that neither of us know where to start with weaving a scroll.
Don't worry about that. The method for weaving this kind of scroll appears to be largely the same as for an ordinary scroll. The main difference is in the dye that gives it its unique color. If my suspicions are correct, this dye is the key to weaving the scroll, and your special ability is the key to obtaining it. The dyeing process is also a little different from the norm, but I don't anticipate any major issues there. As long as you two can source the dye itself, I can assist with the application.
Cool! We'll follow your lead!
Great! Then please use your abilities to source the necessary ingredients. And in the meantime, I will have someone prepare some fabric for test dyeing. We'll make a few sample pieces to test out my hypothesis. And if that goes well, we can begin the scroll in earnest. If you agree to help, you can expect to be handsomely rewarded once this is all over. So, what are your thoughts?
Agreed, especially if there's a reward in it. What is the reward, by the way? Is it food? Paimon hopes it's food.
Given the stakes involved for our tribe, I was thinking a substantial sum of mora would be appropriate. Surely that would be preferable to just a free meal.
Mora works too. Anyway, how do we go about finding these ingredients? Are we supposed to just keep walking around Natlan until we stumble across them?
Thankfully not. I've already identified a location where I suspect they may be found, and I've arranged for someone to guide you there. Your guide is waiting just outside. You can set off at your leisure.
Paimon doesn't see anyone. Oh, please don't let this be a trap. What was that?
Good evening. Nice to see you again.
It's you. You shouldn't pop up from behind people like that. What are you, a ghost?
I'm terribly sorry. It's just a force of habit.
Ugh, and what's with you apologizing all the time? You sound so polite and honest, but you're actually doing shady stuff behind people's backs.
You're right. Granny tells me that too. Huh. Come to think of it, you remind me of her. Sometimes you two sound really similar, you know.
Oh, so you're gonna call Paimon Granny too now?
Well, I could. It's all clear. Over to you.
Excellent. The fact that you showed up proves that I was right about your character. Yet, there's been a lot of talk about you. Child told me that you're passionate about the unknown and willing to take risks. Rather than facing you as an enemy, I would much prefer to bring you to my side. If we allow the current state of things to continue, we will inevitably clash, and that's a scenario that I'd very much like to avoid. I've long heard of your exploits across the nations. Though you have crossed swords with my colleagues many times, I know that you are by no means an unreasonable person. And once you've learned the truth that the Pyro-Archon Malwika would never willingly share with you, you may just find it in your heart to consider my proposal.
I assume you've already been informed of the Pyro-Archon's plan. In order to defeat the Abyss and save Natlan, she still needs 2 more heroes to appear.
Wait, how did you know that? Never mind. Guess that's not important now.
I've long kept a close eye on her plan. To be frank, it's an exceedingly risky plan. Will the heroes really appear? And even if they come to her, will their power be enough to drive the Abyss back? If any part of the plan goes awry, all of Natlan, even all of Teyvat, will pay for her mistakes. Now, you may have been led to believe that this is the only plan available to her. But what if I told you she's had another emergency plan all along, the details of which she has chosen to keep hidden from you?
An emergency plan?
Yes. A way to keep Natlan intact, even if her original plan fails. But given the painful cost of its execution, she has chosen to keep it as a mere backup plan. Whether this stems from hesitation, fear, or even naivete, I cannot say. But Natlan cannot afford to wait until she comes to her senses. My fear is that given the enormity of the decision, she will be reluctant to confront the dire reality we face until it is too late. There will be no time left to execute the backup plan, and all of Natlan will be lost to the Abyss. We have to make the decision for her, here and now.
Yeah, do you have any evidence for all this? Just telling us a bunch of scary stuff isn't enough, you know. Besides, wasn't it you who tried to seize the Gnosis for the Tsaritsa's plan?
I knew you'd be clever enough to see. That's right. I did not seek the Gnosis for the Tsaritsa. Since I was defeated in battle, I must put to rest my thoughts about the Gnosis. But even so, my desire to save Natlan remains unchanged. And now, I have found a new way to solve the crisis. We can implement it immediately if we reach an agreement.
Someone's here.
Huh? The captain disappeared!
Something is rapidly approaching. Oh no.
thing. Bad news, chump. It's your granny.
See, Lolly! When did you get here?
I knew something was amiss after we were separated. Hidden ceremonial tools, an unconscious traveler. I must say, I'm very curious about what you're up to. How dare you go behind our backs like this, Auroron? Colluding with the Fatui? Really? Oh, here we go again. Cat got your tongue, huh? You really think you can avoid a scolding just by staying quiet?
I'm not trying to avoid anything.
Oh, and now you're talking back. Well, go on then. Explain yourself. What the heck are you up to?
I'm sorry, Granny. I feel so guilty.
You! That's it! Where are my tools? I swear if I don't teach you a lesson right here and now, I'll...
Wait, see, Lolly! Please, calm down. We, still learned a lot of info, didn't we? Like the fact that the captain isn't trying to seize the Gnosis anymore. So, maybe just save the scolding for later, okay?
Listen well, Auroron. You're only getting out of this now because of the Traveler's plea. This isn't over. You hear me? You're right, Traveler. Let's go. We can discuss this more back in the city. You two keep an eye on Auroron for me, okay? In all my years, I've never had a child cause me so much grief. Do you seriously not see what's at stake here? You've got a head on your shoulders, Auroron. Use it! Why did you help the captain? And I want the truth this time. No answer? Think you're being smart? Then let me ask a different question. What does the captain want? What is his purpose in Natlan? Really? You're just going to stonewall me? Just use your brain for a second. What do you possibly stand to gain by helping the captain? Only endless trouble awaits you and everyone in the tribe. You've always been a good kid. Why would you throw that all away now? If you're worried about something, just talk to me. Granny would much rather we had a conversation instead of constantly clashing like this.
Why is he staring at us all of a sudden?
I'm sorry that you have to hear all this. You're very kind. Most people would have fled by now. Not everyone can handle Granny's scolding.
Oh? You dare gossip between yourselves instead of listening to me? You...
Sorry, Granny.
Sorry, Granny. Sorry, Granny. You know what? Fine. I'm perfectly aware that everything I say goes in one ear and out the other. You're all grown up now, so why would you listen to an old hag like me? You say all the right things, but then you go and completely ignore me. Well, if that's how you're going to treat me, you can stop sending Aoife over to my place to deliver your stupid vegetables! I don't need anything from you!
Who's Aoife? A delivery person?
That's irrelevant. The point is, he hangs out with this kid, so he must be no good. You kids get to a certain age and suddenly act like you know it all. There's nothing I can say to get through to you. Auroron, if you're still thinking about that so-called duty, then please, just forget about it. The ley lines did not fall to this state because of you. And we've long closed the book on that incident.
Seems they've started talking about some kind of tribal history. Paimon's starting to get lost.
That's not it, Granny. I know you tend to get down on yourself when you're upset, but I can tell I really hurt you this time. All I can say is I'm sorry.
His voice. Auroron! Where have you gone?
It sounds like he's somewhere super far away, but isn't he right here in front of us?
I'm really sorry. It's up to all of us to do everything we can to save Natlan. So I've got to go.
Get back here this instant! Auroron! What is this? Powder from plant spores? Is that the trick he used?
What just happened? How was he able to suddenly get so far away like that?
It's a trick of his. If you grind spores into a powder and spray it in the air, it can be manipulated to create an illusion. He pulled it off flawlessly. He must have put a lot of time into perfecting it. Don't tell me that's how he's been hunting in the fields these days. Couldn't he have picked up something more useful? Little brat. That's it. The next time we meet, I'm definitely going to break his legs.
Whoa, that's a little extreme. But still, why does he feel like he needs to run from us? If his goal is also to protect Natlan, then can't we work together?
I'm sorry for interrupting your conversation with them earlier. But even if you'd been able to hear them out, there's no guarantee you would have gained anything substantial. Auroron probably did everything he could to get away because he knew I'd get the truth out of him sooner or later. That brat. I swear. We've got quite a long walk back to the city. Let's take our time. It'll give me a moment to figure out how to explain all this.
I let myself get distracted for a minute and
Once the Traveler shows up, everything will get better.
Hey, Auroron, over here!
Oh, hey there, Traveler and Paimon.
So you were looking for us? We came as soon as we heard.
You did? That makes me feel warm and fuzzy. Is this what happiness feels like?
The heck? Where is this coming from?
You are truly the best friends I could ask for. If my vegetables met you, I'm sure they'd grow all the more lush for it.
What makes you say that?
Well, it's a compliment. I heard that complimenting people makes them happy. Did it work? Are you happy? It's that obvious, huh? Well, you're right. I feel like an aphid who can't find a flower. Granny is standing in my way. Yes, Granny's a genius, as you know. Geniuses often stand in the way of others, leading them to despair. And on top of that, I'm her grandson, which means I get a double dose of despair. If that sounds serious, it's because it is. So please, help me deal with her.
Oh, what happened exactly? You make it sound so dramatic.
I had to get you involved. Most people can't deal with Granny, and of course you can. You were the first person I thought of, other Granny. Granny is what I called you when we first met, and I know I got told off for it, but please, let me off for calling you that one more time. It feels like there's something unique about you. Even Granny Seatlali treats you like you're someone special. And everything that's happened since we met suggests it's true. If I had a woven scroll that listed the 40 people who can deal with Granny Seatlali, your name would be at the top of that list.
Wait, so who are these other 39?
Also the Traveler. The rest of the list is just the Traveler 39 more times. Great. So you're gonna help me, right, Granny? I can't stress how important this is. Although it looks like I'm just hanging around with nothing to do, inside, I'm distraught about the path ahead. Granny Seatlali is blocking my way and I can't get past. But now that you're here, I can start moving again, before time runs out. You know how much Granny loves to drink, nap, and read light novels, right? If you offer her what she wants, I'm sure you can lure her away.
You mean use those things as bait to distract her so she won't notice what you're up to?
That's right. Don't worry, I won't make you do all the work. I've planned it all out, including what you need to say. All you need to do is walk up to her and tell her this. Dear Granny, I have the latest volume of Mirage Warriors here, along with the special edition spin-off of the case files of Miss Orith. Want to read them together? She'll pretend not to be interested for a few seconds, then think of an excuse to say yes. As long as you're the one doing the fishing, she'll definitely take the bait.
He's just trying to butter you up. Even Paimon can tell. He's just saying whatever it takes to persuade you.
No, I mean it. Granny might not say it out loud, but I can tell she has a soft spot for the Traveler.
If you say so. Paimon's still not convinced. But if all we have to do is say a few words to Seatlali, it's hardly putting us out.
It's as easy as watering vegetables, and if my vegetables were here, they'd... Sorry, there's no time for vegetable talk. Just trust me. Let me take you to her. With you here, everything will be better. It's Granny. She's gone. She was standing there at the cave entrance to stop me from going in, standing right in my way.
Oh, you meant literally standing in your way. This whole time, Paimon thought you were being metaphorical.
Granny says it's tacky when light novels use contrived metaphors. I don't want to be tacky.
Wait, but aren't you comparing yourself to a light novel? Isn't that kind of contrived?
What? Oh, darn it.
Yeah, see, Lolly probably figured there was no point standing in your way anymore. Auroron, whatever it is you so desperately need to do, you're now free to do it.
I don't think it'll be that simple. Granny wouldn't release me from her grasp so easily. She might have laid a trap for me, or maybe when I get inside, I'll get caught by one of her surveillance spells.
Yeah, let alone lay a trap for you. Unless you haven't been up to no good again, have you?
I just want to rescue someone, and Granny won't let me.
Rescue someone? Oh no, what happened?
Could I ask you to go inside and take a look at him? I think he should be safe for now, but he'll be at greater and greater risk as time goes by.
But then, what are you going to do?
I'll have to wait outside, or I might fall into one of Granny's traps.
You mean you want us to fall into her traps instead?
No, you'll be fine. Granny's traps will recognize it's the Traveler, so they'll leave you alone. Sure it is. I mean, I've told my aphids all about your heroic deeds, so I assume Granny's told her traps too.
You can't just assume that.
Either way, I'm counting on you, Granny.
Well, sounds like someone's life is at stake, so we should probably head in and check things out.
Woo! Whoa! Whoa! Ah. Whew. Ever tried chasing waves before? You want to try? Well, come on, no time like the present. I'll help you find the closest beach. Woo!
Guess we just keep following this path? Auroron seemed pretty confident that Lolly's traps won't harm us. But still, it can't hurt to be careful. We made it in without a hitch. Maybe St. Lolly's traps can recognize us after all. Wait, look! There's someone there! Hi! Are you okay? Can you hear us? Is he asleep? Or sick? Do you think this is the guy Auroron was talking about? Also, what the heck's been going on here? Lots of strange and mysterious stuff around. Could be. Let's get Auroron in here. He'll know what this is all about.
Sorry, Granny.
All grown up now, are we?
I'm truly sorry.
Now that you're one of the 6 heroes, you think you can do as you please, do you? Well, explain yourself, you dummy! How exactly were you thinking of helping that spirit duffer?
Aurora and, hey, Seed Lolly.
Huh? Huh? When did you guys... Oh, drat. I wasn't expecting them. And now the Traveler probably caught me yelling at Auroron. Oh, this is not a good look for me. Hello there, you two. We were just, Auroron and I we were, play acting. You know, acting out some scenes from a light novel, quoting the lines. I didn't actually mean what I was saying. Right, Auroron?
Huh? Yes, that's right. I owe you an apology too, Traveler. I asked you for help, but I forgot to watch my back and Granny caught me. And now we're play acting.
So what are you two up to exactly? Did something happen to this poor guy?
Yeah, Leela's his name. He got into some trouble during a clairvoyance session. It's a kind of spell that lets your spirit leave your body, so you can access secret knowledge. You know what a medium is, right? You've probably come across them in novels. Anyway, it's similar to that. Leela's problem is his spirit has gotten lost and can't find its way back to his body.
So in other words, his body's here, but his soul's gone?
Well, technically the soul and the spirit aren't quite the same thing, but yes, in a nutshell, that's basically it.
I just wanted to help bring Leela's spirit back.
And I wouldn't have stopped him if it was anyone else. But the issue is, Mr. Leela here is what we call a spirit duffer.
What's a spirit duffer?
Someone with no spiritual sensitivity whatsoever. Spirit duffers can't sense or control spirits, much less use spells on them. Now, there are certain methods that can force even spirit duffers into a clairvoyant state. But, well, I mean, look what happened to Mr. Leela. The spells of the Masters of the Nightwind are all based on dealing with spirits, and so are all our problem-solving methods. So for spirit duffers, even our healing methods don't work on them. So, if they get into trouble trying to use a spell, there's basically nothing we can do.
Yes, there is. As long as the soul is involved, I should be able to help.
You hear that? No prizes for guessing what Auroron's bright idea was.
Oh, because of your special constitution, right? But isn't it kind of risky for you?
I'll be fine. Granny's just worrying too much. I'm feeling fine now, so I should be able to do it safely. Besides, it's probably our only hope of bringing Leela back.
Don't kid yourself. What happens if it's not as safe as you're hoping, We both know you'll risk it all to try and rescue him anyway. Honestly, you're such an idiot sometimes.
This is a tricky one. It's true that Auroron could be self-sacrificing to a fault, but it's also true that Sweet Lolly tends to worry too much.
You're darn right Granny Eatsley's got a plan. Why else do you think I'd be here?
Huh? You do?
Wait, really? You actually know a way to save him?
Yes. I mean, it's a crude solution. But that's beside the point. The point being, don't interfere when Granny's already got things under control. Anyway, Traveler, I was actually going to ask for your help on this. My plan will take quite a lot of work, and it's a little too much for one person.
Oh, great! Well, it's a good thing Auroron brought us here then.
I intend to use a two-pronged approach. The first is the crude method. Basically, it's looking for a needle in a haystack. See the thing I've drawn around Leela's body? That's a gateway to the Night Kingdom. Once the gateway is activated, all roaming spirits in the area will be drawn to it. If we're lucky, we'll find the one that belongs to Leela. I'll lend you some of my power like last time, so you can use my clairvoyance. It only works if you use this projection sensor first, though, so don't forget that step. Don't worry, this time nothing can go wrong. You'll just feel like you're in the Night Kingdom, and you'll see a lot of roaming spirits around you. All you need to do is gather them up. You can leave Aurora on to sift through them and find Leela. Since he wants to help so bad, he can take the hardest job. Draw him back, using what I know about the instincts of spirits. As we all know, clairvoyance is usually conducted with the goal of unraveling mysteries. If we can find out what mystery Leela wanted to learn the truth of, we can use that to draw his lost spirit back here. I'll do some clairvoyance of my own and channel it through Leela's body. That should give me some idea of what he was thinking.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets it now. The first approach is like fishing with a net, and the second is like fishing with bait. Just like how Aurora wanted us to lure you away with the promise of light novels.
Your point would have been just as clear without the example, Paimon.
What? Don't think I won't revisit this later.
But Granny, it's amazing that you can use a person as a clairvoyance medium. I always thought you had to use inanimate objects.
You can't flatter your way out of this one. But you're not wrong. A person without a spirit is just a physical shell, which, for our purposes, makes them an inanimate object. Traveler, just over there is my spirit loom, which will record the fragments I see during clairvoyance. Once I begin, please arrange them on a woven scroll for me. Let me know when you're ready. We should get to work.
The most important part of going out to have fun is, well, going out. So just show up and I'll handle the rest.
Are you ready? Don't worry, the spirit loom is very easy to use. I know this is your first time working with it, but I have a feeling you'll do great.
woven scroll is ready. This looks like a person. Who is it?
Huh? It's Sanhaj Kampore.
Huh? You mean that Sanhaj? Auroran's ancient name hero guy?
That's right. He was not only one of the 6 heroes, but also a legendary border master of our tribe. 500 years on, and the remains of his spirit is still so strong.
Border Master is an honorable title, by the way. It's only given to powerful figures like Granny Seatlali.
No, not like me. The most powerful border masters can expand the borders of the Night Kingdom and temporarily manifest part of it in the real world. I'm no amateur with border spells, but Sanhaj is in a league of his own. They say his border mastery was what turned the tide in the Battle of the Mare Javari 500 years ago. Legend has it that Sanhaj summoned a miniature Night Kingdom and exploded it to defeat the encroaching Dark Calamity.
Whoa, he must have been really strong.
Of course, it came at a great price. As far as I understand, both Sanhaj and Tainoch, the leader of the tribal coalition forces, gave their lives to activate this spell. I don't know what Leela was thinking. Even I'd think twice before seeking out Sanhaj Kampore during clairvoyance. So what sort of spirit duffer in their right mind would... I guess folly is the greater part of bravery. I'm starting to feel like something else is at play here. I think I'll pay a visit to his house and see if I can find any clues. Yep, you can keep gathering the roaming spirits. That won't be affected. Hopefully you do find Leela that way, because it'll save us an awful lot of trouble. But before that, it looks like we now have another problem on our hands. Connecting with the spirit of Sanhaj Kampore has caused quite a stir. I think we may have just spooked all the monsters in the area. Traveler, if you've got some time, could you go and get them to pipe down a bit? We don't want them to start attacking innocent bystanders.
It's fine. I can handle that.
Oh no, you're staying right here, mister. The Traveler has enough to do already without coming to your rescue.
All right then. Sorry, Traveler. Over to you, I guess.
Yeah, don't sweat it! The most important thing right now is getting Leela's spirit back.
All right, I'm heading out. See you guys later.